I use an E-wrap method to start. I usually start on my left and I work my way to the right. I do an E-wrap and I yarn over for my first row. So we're only going to E-wrap the bottom row, and then we end up coming back to here, and that allows for a clean edge. You don't get those loops at the bottom straight across, and this creates this nice beautiful twisted stitch. And where you see the rib stitch or the knit stitch on this side, on the opposite side it's going to be a purl stitch. So keep that in mind. It's a double knitted, double-sided project. I'm actually doing a scarf. For now, I'm going to show you how to do this technique, and hopefully you can combine it and create your own projects. And I will show you the video on this later, how to make the scarf that I'm making for my daughter. So for now, I'm just teaching you how to do the stitch. So when we're working, you always want to copy what you have. We're not going to cross the stitches. We're just going to follow the pattern that we've created originally. So what I do is, after we do our E-wrapping cast on, you start with the top peg. You're going to bring the yarn up to the top peg and just loop it around like a E-wrap, and then you're going to bring your yarn down like so, and you're going to E-wrap from right to left. You're going to go to the second peg over and E-wrap it as well. Then you're going to take the yarn and you're going to go up. You're going to E-wrap, take it over to the next, E-wrap, bring it straight down, E-wrap it, we're going to continue this down to the end, like so, and you're creating the upside down V's and the right side up V's, or U's if you like. There we go, just like that. Make sure you don't wrap too tightly because you're going to pay for it later. It's going to be really hard to yarn over and your yarn just starts to unravel. I'm using 2 yarns because I find that it looks better and thicker. I don't like to use 1 yarn or 1 thread of yarn for these looms. So I don't think they're made to use with 1 yarn. And then at the last peg, I just E-wrap, and then I kind of make a figure 8 pattern there. And I'll take my hook and I will yarn over this one and then yarn over the top. The reason why I do my first 2 is so I don't have to worry about holding my yarn while I'm yarning over. This allows a nice stabilized position for your yarn so it doesn't escape and it doesn't unravel straight across. So I'm going to continue to yarn over each side. And with my fingernails, I'm going to tug the yarn down so it prepares my peg for the next row. And I do this process for both sides of the loom. The loom that I'm using is the Nifty Knitter KK, also known as. I'm using the yellow one. You can use other looms, just keep in mind the gouge. And how you determine the gouge is the length between, the measurement between the first peg, the first middle peg to the second middle peg. That's your gouge. And also the thickness of your yarn. You have to keep into consideration. Then I flip it over and I yarn over each peg. And I'll just use my fingers to prepare the yarn for the next row. And you continue this process to the length of material that you're creating. So I'm creating a scarf, so I have a long way to go. I'm not even a quarter completed yet. I'm just showing you the basis of the stitch, which is one of my favorites to use. Okay, so now we're going to continue. We're going to go from right to left, and we're just basically following the path that we used earlier. So I'm going to take my yarn and I'm going to E-wrap like so. There we go. And we're just going to follow our path, creating our upside down V's or W's, whatever you like. Sorry, guys. So earlier we're wrapping from right to left. Now on the way back, we're actually doing right to left. Where am I here? Okay, I didn't hold my yarn down too well, so I'm just going to repeat it. See, I'm kind of struggling because I wrapped it too tightly. So try not to E-wrap tightly on your pegs, because like I said, you'll start struggling. And I flip it over and then I yarn over on this side. And the way that I would cast off or bind off this type of stitch is I would do a crochet bind off stitch or binding or casting off method. I do have a video on this method. Search my channel for it. I'm not going to demo that at this moment because I'm still working on my project and I'm not quite completed, but I thought I'd share this beautiful stitch that I'm doing here. So there you go.